Hey everyone, I'm gonna show you a series of videos and photos of my grandma, papa, and sister's trip to the wild sanctuary, address in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoy. This all happened today. Excuse some of the quality and some of the videos I order. And side note, this is gonna be my longest video so far, so I hope you enjoy.
Eland. Now, the common eland have these really unique horns, and they are horns, not antlers. They are an antelope species that is native to Africa, much like the zebras. Now, they're actually not only here for breeding purposes, they are also an observation species. We use them for safe capture and tracking techniques for other antelope species. So they have these really unique horns, and what it does is they actually have two twists in their horns, so it looks like somebody came up and like a pretzel dough twisted them twice. Isn't that cool? They grow up to be about 26 inches long, and on the very front of their necks, they actually have this large sac of skin, and it's called a dewlap. And what they do is they blow air through it on a hot day, and it actually cools their body off. I know, I kind of wish I had one.
Where's it even going?
That is a female Bactrian deer.
Oh, can you
Isn't that cool?
Isn't that
cool?
adorable?
I've only heard that a couple of times, but it sounds like they're meowing. We are going to get going. Just take them though. However, the Paradavids, their backsides are one solid color. These guys have white tails. These are not white-tailed deer either. These are actually our Bactrian deer. So Bactrian deer are an endangered species from the Middle East, much like the Bactrian camel. They are more closely related to the North American elk. As a matter of fact, they are the second largest of the red deer species, second only behind the North American elk. So if you have ever seen a picture of a moose next to a truck, a North American elk is just a tiny bit smaller than that, and these guys are just a little bit smaller than that. They are massive. Their fawns are roughly the size of a white-tailed deer. They're fawns. They're babies. Yeah. They can weigh over 500 pounds. Now their antlers are beautiful. They do shed them once a year. And while the Paradavid deer have that what we call disorganized antler system, which means their antlers grow in every single way that they can, these guys have what we call an organized system, much like a moose or a North American elk. These guys, their antlers only grow in one direction. As you can see. Isn't that cool? Google, because they are the biggest. If I'm mentioning piles of poop, what does that mean? Rhinos! As you can see to the left-hand side, those are our second species of rhinos we have here at the wilds. Those are our southern white rhinos. They are native to the southern region of Africa. They are here for breeding purposes as they are critically endangered species, but not only as part of the AZA's Species Survival Plan, but also more prominently as part of AIRS. AIRS stands for the American Institute of Rhinoceros Science. The American Institute of Rhinoceros Science is an organization dedicated to the preservation, conservation, and education of and about these amazing animals. Hi guys. So, AIRS is actually made up of 5 highly accredited AZA facilities, including but not limited to right here at the Wilds, the Walt Disney World's Animal Kingdom, and the San Diego Zoo. Of the 3 that I mentioned, who do you think is the home base or the bosses of AIRS? The Wilds. Right here at the Wilds is the home base for the American Institute of Rhinoceros Science, and we are very proud of that fact. Because the reason we are the home base for AIRS is because we are the only facility outside of Africa to ever have successfully bred and raised generations of southern white rhino. It is pretty cool. I had absolutely nothing to do with that personally, but I'm pretty proud of it. So these guys are actually the second largest land animal on the planet. Does anybody know what the first is?
No.
It is, more specifically, the African bush elephant. So these guys are actually the second largest. And the easiest way that us tour guides tell the difference between our greater one-horned Asian rhinos and our southern white rhinos is that we keep them in different pastures. No, it's because the greater one-horned Asians only have one horn, and these guys actually have two. Have you ever seen those Amazon t-shirts where they have Save the Chubby Unicorns on them? I always know if that t-shirt comes from Amazon because Amazon prints them wrong. They put the southern white rhinos on there who have two horns instead of the greater one-horned Asians. We are going to get going. Thank you. So these are in fact our giraffes. Anybody know where giraffes are from?
Africa.
Africa. So we actually have two species of giraffe here at the wilds. We have the reticulated and we have the Maasai. The easiest way to tell the difference between the reticulated and the Maasai giraffe is their spots. Reticulated giraffe have more blocked or more defined spots, and Maasai giraffe have splotches or less defined spots. So this gentleman sitting right here next to that feeding trough, on those, it would be, he's facing, it would be my left. My left, his right. That is a reticulated giraffe. The lady standing next to him is in fact a Maasai. And that's an ostrich. A very brave ostrich. Did you know, as you can see on some of our man-made tree structures here, we do have a measuring stick on one of them. That is so some of our, look at that. Like, no, go away. We have a measuring stick on there so that some of our guests can, in fact, see just how tall some of our giraffes go. Did you know that some giraffes can grow up to 18 feet? But as you can clearly see, ours only have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's open. Come here, please.
He is looking at the wild side truck behind us because those wild side tours, that means food. They get fed on those tours, so. I mean, yeah, he's looking at us. Oh, apparently that truck is just taking too long. We are going to get going forward. No, it's not.
And there's an ostrich over here with the giraffes.
That is most closely genetically related to a Tyrannosaurus Rex, though. Does anybody know what the other one is? This is kind of cool.
Penguin.
No. Close though. You eat it for Thanksgiving. Turkey. North American turkeys. So these guys are, of course, our ostriches. I'm sorry, not guys, ladies. These ladies are our ostriches because ostriches are also a sexually dimorphic species. Anytime you see a black and white ostrich, that is a male. Anytime you see a brown and white ostrich, that is a female. Ostriches are native to Africa, and while we do breed them here, they're actually here for what we call species diversity. Just means they're a lot of fun to look at.
Remember when we fed those
So these guys, these ladies,
in Tennessee?
do, as I mentioned earlier, have the largest eyeball of any land animal on the planet. However, their brain is just 2/3 the size of their eye. Brings a whole new meaning to the phrase bird brain, doesn't it? In fact, when they lay an egg, they are actually so bird-brained that when they do lay an egg, they actually have to lay a second egg placed in front of them to remind them to sit on the first one. Yes, pretty much. And we're actually going to get out of their way. So everybody have a seat. So anytime you see the white trucks without the awnings, that is animal management. And those horns can grow to about 36 inches long. And the funniest thing I think that they do with them is on a hot day, they like to reach their heads all the way back and use them to scratch their bed. It looks like they're dancing. It's quite funny. Gravy zebras are here as part of the breeding program for the ACU Species Survival Plan. So there are some pretty unique things about the gravy zebras. First of all, they are native to Africa like most zebra species. They are here for breeding purposes as part of the ACA Species Survival Plan, but one of the reasons they are so critically endangered is because of their uniqueness, and particularly the uniqueness of their pelts. They are overpoached. So one of the reasons for that being is that they are one of the largest species of zebra on the planet. They are also one of the only species of zebra whose stripes go all the way down to their hooves. Also, these guys have the finest stripes of any zebra. So where most zebras have stripes that are 3 or 4 fingers wide, these guys' stripes range about 2 fingers wide. Not only that, but what color are they?
They're black.
They are not black. They are in fact brown and white. They are not black and white. Even the black spots, the black stripes, it looks like they're black, but they're not. They are actually brown. No, most of these are ladies. There is one male that we call two-step, and I'm actually quite surprised he's not over here yelling at us. He likes to yell at us. Yeah, we got quite a few of them. Of course, one of our David deer. This is what the David deer look like super up close. This is, of course, a male because it's got antlers. Females do not have antlers. That is a deer. And there's something really cool about these deer. Are you ready? Do we have any hunters on board? No hunters? Anybody who loves deer? Okay, there we go. So these guys actually shed, they are one of the only species of deer to shed their antlers twice a year. So they shed and regrow them 2 times a year.
Do they get bigger each time?
No, they do not. However, they can grow up, they get bigger with age, not shedding.
Okay.
So, you threw me, of course. 1 second. There it is. So each of those antlers, though, can grow to be about 15 pounds each. Fun fact, you can actually purchase them up at the gift shop. I know, right?
We're on vacation.
I don't usually decorate with your antlers, but I see it going over right there. For any fans of the show, oh, hello, Sneaky. Hello, Sneaky. It is man-made. If you want to visualize just how deep Spillman Lake is, take a look to your left. The trees at the very bottom of this ravine represent the distance to the bottom of Spillman Lake, about 65 feet. So Spillman is not only one of the largest lakes, but it's also home to our beautiful lake trail that we got to see earlier. But it's also home to our longest zip line, longest and fastest zip line. Just short of 10,000 of the acres around here. However, the facilities and parks that everybody gets to see occupy just over 3,000 of those acres, leaving about 7,000 acres for hiking trails, mountain biking trails, off-roading trails, bridle trails, and not to mention our very important 90s, almost 10 years later, that we were able to release our very first animals onto pasture. One of them, of course, being the Chevalsky horses that we got to see earlier. It wasn't until the late 1990s that we opened to the public and started giving tours. And then a few years later, in the very early 2000s, is when we associated ourselves with the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium, creating the Columbus Zoological Family of Parks. It was that same year that we actually received our very own AZA accreditation here at the Wilds, as we are considered our own facility. So we are not owned by the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. We are, in fact, a part of the Columbus Zoological Family of Parks, which also owns the Columbus Zoo and Aquarium. However, we're better. Not that I'm biased or anything. So we do have our own AZA accreditation. It is an accreditation that we have to renew every 5 years, which we just did successfully this year. Yay! Go us!
Look how cool he is. Kitty, 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 kitty.
That's pretty cute. They're not the softly twisted.
Let's see, they caught him. So it turns out that was actually Swarovski horse. We got to see them chasing. And, oh, there he is. So these are the Swarovski horses. They are, of course, native to the Middle East and China. They are here for breeding purposes, part of the AZA species survival plan. They are also one of the first animals that were ever released on a pasture here at the Wild. The great thing about these guys is that a lot of people can ask us why we trim their manes like that. We do not. Their manes naturally grow like that. Where did I say they were from?
China.
No, wrong. Sorry, Mongolia. They're from Mongolia. I beg your pardon. Thank you. I was like, wait a second. What did I just say? Yes, these guys are actually from Mongolia.
Bluegills. There's a catfish. There's another catfish. There's another catfish. There's another catfish. There's quite a few catfish down there. How would you like to catch one of them catfish, babe? What's the size of that one?
I see the birds, but I don't see any deer.
Is it in that thingy?
Might be.
It's a nap time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. That looks like one of those little deer. I know it's a zoo we went to.
Yeah. And they had like little deer.
Little deer.
There as well as a couple of deer. Hold on one second. Southeast Asia. They are here for breeding purposes, and they are also here as part of a observation species for domesticated cattle because they do genetically resemble domesticated cattle quite a bit. Now you will notice something. Most of them are this reddish brown color, but there is one big black one back there. Banteng are what we call sexually dimorphic. They are a sexually dimorphic species. Everybody can wave but not shout at the animal management people. So Banteng are a sexually dimorphic species, which simply means that they differ in appearance by either size and or color from the males to the females. So the brownish red ones that you see, those are all the females, and that big black one, that is Seamus our bull. Seamus usually isn't out in pasture, but he's now allowed out in pasture as he has been recently retired. Decided she's not going to listen today. Oh, she's in this pasture. So they're free to wander over here, but she can't go through that gate. She's not allowed through that gate. She's gonna try, but they're not gonna let her. Yep. Yep. I gotta tell you that I've seen the animal management do some very brave things. Now that's a good picture. We will stop the guys. So that is actually mommy. That looks like, nope, that's her. So that would be mommy, daddy, and baby. Neely was actually just born last October, so she's not even a year old yet. She does this really funny thing where when she's like teasing the buses, she will turn around, she will look at you, and she will lift that reticulated lip up like she's sticking her tongue out.
Yeah, it is.
All right, we are going to get moving forward. So I will stop for a second, but we're actually going to pull around because we should be able to see them a little bit better. And I think Sonia's actually down there. So, Rhino social media. Everything they need to know about the Rhino Friends Lives, Rhino social media. We call that one, not Snapchat. I can't believe what we call that one. Oh, you know what? That is Snapchat. Never mind.
Oh, look at him.
You guys see the skin that looks like armor on now?
Yeah.
Isn't that cool? Now, if I do say hello to him, which is something only I can do, so you know, if I shout hello to him, watch his ears. Hello, Suru. Hello. Look at that. See how his ears immediately went? They have excellent hearing. Like, Laura, leave me alone. I'm eating. Alright, we are going to get going. out their territories. And the reason for that being is that they will then use their sense of smell to go over and determine which rhinos were there, when they left, what time they left, what bovine-looking creatures out there on the exterior gate. What might those be?
Bison.
You all get gold stars because I did not hear one person say buffalo. You all get gold stars. Congratulations. Those are bison. More specifically, those are the North American bison. How do I know they're North American bison? One. Very good. One, they are on the exterior pasture, which means that they do not require a two-gate system. They are not required to be inside the pastures. Second, there are no native North American buffalo species. In fact, there are no currently living native buffalo species anywhere outside of China and the continent of Africa. So anytime you see a bison and somebody calls it a buffalo, you get to go home and be like, nope, not a buffalo.
Okay.
But have that particular growth pattern on their skin is actually to make them more water dynamic and make it easier for them to swim through the water. Greater one-horned Asians also have what we call on the front of their mouth, they have what we call a reticulated lip. If you take the two fingers and you're able to do this bending curling motion, that means your fingers are reticulated. It means you can bend and curl. That lip looks like a lot like the front. Is it rhinoceroses or rhinoceri? I'm of the school of opinion it's rhinoceri. Grammatically, it should be rhinoceri. Okay. So we actually have two species here, and we're going to talk about. Sorry, we're going to turn the radio down. We are actually going to talk about the Persian onagers first. So that land equine species you see out there, it kind of looks like a donkey, but it's not a donkey, it's a land equine species. Those are called Persian onagers. Persian onagers are native to what was once Persia, but is now modern day Iran. They are here for breeding purposes as part of the ASDA species survival plan. In fact, all of these ladies make up about half of all of Persian onagers located in all of North America. And they are, of course, all ladies, as we do keep the gentlemen separate in their own barn called the bachelor pad. That's not a joke, we really do call it the bachelor pad. There are two things really entertaining about these guys. First of all, they have two nicknames. The first one comes from a long brown stripe that runs down their back. That gives them their first nickname of the Iranian zebra. The second nickname comes from the fact that they are the fastest land equine species on record with the ability to run over 42 miles per hour. Which, yes, is in fact faster than the fastest block racehorse. So these guys have the ability to run over 42 miles per hour, which gives them their second nickname of the fastest asses in the grasses. Hey, I thought some of you said you had been here before. Yes, that is actually one of their nicknames, and it's a joke that every tour guide here tells. So the second species is, and we are going to pull around too to talk about them a little bit more, but that is, of course, our unicorns. Right? Right? You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Everybody that said yes, you're not wrong. That is the greater one-horned Asian rhino. That is actually one of the animals that inspired the legend of the unicorn. I particularly love telling that to my Scottish friends. That their national animal is based off of a rhinoceros. So the greater one-horned Asian rhinos are, of course, native to horn, unlike most rhinos. And as the saying goes, right out of the gate, we have our very first animal. Quite a few of them, actually. Look at that! I'm going to pull up so everybody gets a chance to see. I love how excited you guys are. I'm loving this. You're almost excited as I am. So right, that sound does mean you are free to stand up and take pictures if you like. These are, of course, our Para-David deer. Yay! Para-David deer are native to China. They are here for breeding purposes as one of the largest breeding herds in all of North America. As a matter of fact, we here at the Wilds have almost, or more than half of all breeding Para-David deer within North America. Woo! Go us! So they do in fact have what's called a closed hood, and we will see them on several parts of the tour because they do have the ability to swim across the lake, so they can move themselves from pasture to pasture. They have what's called a closed hoof, and in between that clove, it means that the hoof is split into two. And in between that two pieces of that hoof is in fact a series of webbing, much like the foot of a duck, and it gives them the ability to swim. Now we are going to get going.